Good day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of 30% of What Number is 72. Well, to solve this, we're going to utilize our handy-dandy ratio relationship, proportional relationship, I should say. So I'm going to say that 30% of the whole number is 72. But I want to know what 100% of the whole number is. Now, in our other videos, you've noticed that we've been able to simply turn that 30 into 100, but we can't do it this time. Why? Because 100 is not divisible by 30. So we're going to have to do a little simplification. So why not, play around with this a little bit and say, well, if I divide 30 by 3, I can get myself 10%. And of course, what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. And then 72 divided by 3 is going to give me 24 up top. Now look there. That is an equivalent ratio, but now we can use it to easily find 100%. So much nicer. Okay, so now we can ask ourselves, 10% times what equals 100%? Well, we know that 10 times 10 equals 100. And what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. And 24 times 10 is 240. Thus, we can see that 72 is 30% of 240. Now let's go ahead and tackle 70% of what number is 56. And we can go ahead and do this the same way we've done the other ones. Go ahead and put our 70% in the denominator and our 56 in the numerator. And what that tells us is that 56 represents 70% of the entire number. But we want to know what 100% of the entire number is. Now, once again, we got a problem. Because looky there. 70 is not going to go into 100 very easy. Not easy at all. So what we can do is we can simplify this ratio on this side right there. And the way we can do that is by simplifying it kind of like we would a fraction. And ask ourselves, what could I divide 70 by that'll make it so that it'll go into 100 a lot easier? Well, I know if I divide 70 by 7, I'll get myself a 10. So 70 divided by 7 is going to be 10%, which is a whole lot easier to turn into 100% than 70% ever thought of being. And then, of course, what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. And 56 divided by 7 is, in fact, 8. So I can go ahead and put 8 in the numerator. And now I can ask myself the million-dollar question, 10% times what equals 100%? And that's right. 10 times 10 is 100, and what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. And 8 times 10 is 80. Thus, we can see that 56 is 70% of 80. And now we come to 95% of what number is 57. Well, to figure this out, we are going to represent that 57 is 95% of the whole number. But we would like to know what 100% of the whole number is. To do that, we set up this proportional relationship. But once again, we are thwarted because 95 will not go into 100 evenly.
Oh no, what to do? What to say?
Well, I simply need to ask myself, can I change this here original ratio and make it easier to deal with? Of course I can. I can ask myself, well, what can I divide 95 by to make it simpler to work with? What's that you say? I could divide it by 19. Well, let's give it a try. 95 divided by 19 just so happens to be 5. And 5% is a lot easier to turn into 100% than 95%. And then, of course, what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. And 57 divided by 19 is, of course, 57 divided by 19 is, of course, 3. And now I can very easily solve the missing number. 5 times what equals 100? Well, 5% times 20 equals 100%. And then, of course, what I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. And 3 times 20 is 60. Thus we can see that that's the answer